Off the bat, the Predator is fucking awesome. This film kicks ass and is just so good. We have Tommy guns, we have grenade launchers, choppers, aliens, elite special forces, we have Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's an 80s movie, it's a diverse cast. The only shocking thing about this film is not enough people have seen it.
Yeah. Stick around.
So what do we have? Now let's start off with the team. So we have Dutch, the leader of the Special Forces team. It's Arnie. He is just Mr. 80s. You can't get any better. He epitomizes what you need from a leader. You've got Blaine, the big lump with no brains, but is just awesome anyway with his big old stainless machine gun. You've got Mac, Mr. Serious, who dry shaves, super intimidating, and is just fucking brilliant in this film. You have Billy, the Native American. He's a tracker. He has the incredible laugh, which is really famous with the film. Unfortunately, doesn't get a lot of the jokes that happen in the film, but still fantastic character. And this is what I talk about when I say diverse. He's a native Indian. He's in the movie, plays a great role, but nobody talks about it. It just happened in the 80s. We have Poncho. Well, not really much to say about Poncho. He just kind of exists in the movie and shoots some weapons and dies on the hands of the Predator, which is class anyway, perfectly written in my opinion. We also have Hawkins, the funny man, the smallest man in the team, but says all the jokes that people either find extremely funny or completely crass. So that's the team, and essentially what they've got to do is they've got to go to South America, sneak in, rescue a diplomat, and get home in time for the football, basically. Not really much else to it.
Dylan!
End up meeting. Dylan is essentially someone who Dutch knows from a long time ago. He's there and he makes it a lot harder for the team. So Dutch doesn't actually want him on the team. He ends up going on the rescue mission with him, and you just know there's going to be a plot twist here. You know something's going on, but of course you're going to find out later on in the movie. So everything is set. You've got the Special Forces team led by Dutch with Dylan going across the border in a helicopter to some place in South America. Now the chopper scene is unreal. You have amazing banter. You have people throwing out pussy jokes. You have people chewing tobacco, talking about being a sexual tyrannosaurus. Just a manly environment, dog eat dog, rude to each other, absolutely how you would expect these people to be. It's pretty much what you expect from an 80s movie. They essentially touch down in the jungle, not much goes on. They find a chopper that's essentially crashed, and surprise, surprise, there were Americans in that chopper and they're all dead. This is when the Predator starts killing everyone. They find footprints that they assume are the guerrillas' footprints, and they track them back to the guerrilla camp. This is where this film gets fucking cool. So the guerrilla camp scene is just amazing. One of the best action scenes of the 80s, if not ever. So what you have is Arnie leading his team to infiltrate this guerrilla camp. What do you have? You have Arnold picking up a bloody truck and putting a C4 in it and chucking it down a hill. You've got the team shooting down helicopters. You've got machine guns, grenade launchers, explosions, people walking around on fire, people stabbing scorpions, Billy cutting people's necks with knives. You've got every death you can imagine all over the top. It's absolutely incredible, what we love about the 80s movies. So what happens? They clear out the guerrilla camp. They find some documentation and a survivor. Of course, the survivor is in fact a young woman, and the papers prove that essentially Arnie and the team have been set up by Dylan, and they were actually there for something else. So cancel mission abort. Arnie wants to get out, get in the helicopter and get home. And this is where the trouble starts. This is when we're sort of introduced to the Predator. We get all these scenes of essentially this infrared sort of bird's eye view of someone stalking or something stalking the team. And this is where you know the team are basically in big fucking trouble. You know it's an alien at this point, and you know it's something otherworldly, and the way it's filmed, you know it's superior to the team itself. So what you have is the team trying to make their way to some sort of safe place where a helicopter can pick them up, because they're in thick jungle, a helicopter can't get there. So they're heading there, and whilst they're doing that, we now have an alien that's invisible, that's superior in terms of technology, speed, strength, you name it. He's now hunting them one by one, and we have some of the coolest death scenes. The way they just kill off the characters here is really good while keeping it really suspenseful. You're always sort of that imminent threat and danger of the Predator because it's never revealed until later on in the movie. So it all starts off with the death of Hawkins. So the Predator kills Hawkins, then it kills Blaine in an unbelievable scene. So when they kill Blaine, we have the famous shootout where everybody's shooting at the trees. Just brilliant, like showing off all the might and the gunpowder. They actually are able to wound the Predator. And then you have the death of Mac and Dylan in one of the craziest scenes you'll see. Mac gets his head blown off, and then you see Dylan get absolutely slaughtered with one arm, and while shooting his MP5s. It's unreal. Great scene, great scene. And then we move on to the death of Billy, one of the greatest death scenes, I think, in movie history, where essentially he makes a final stand on this plank of wood, which is like a bridge over going the river, and he sort of, I guess, straps down, tries to have an honourable fight with the Predator. You don't see it on screen, which just makes it even more sort of amazing, because you think it's probably going to be a great fight. You have the native Indian who's a tracker, who's probably going to really test the Predator, but no, not at all. Basically, all you hear off screen is a big scream, and then you see the death of, essentially, Poncho, which means nothing in this film. And after that, we have the famous quote,
"Get to the chopper!"
And then we have an epic standoff between Arnie, essentially the best we have to offer on planet Earth, versus the Predator. And this is amazing. You get to see Arnie somehow fall off a cliff, find his way on this bank covered in mud. Somehow that is the cure, essentially. The Predator can't see because he's covered in mud. It's no longer infrared. I guess you can look at that as a bit of a plot hole, but I don't fucking care. Still makes unbelievable watching and feels real to me. This standoff is incredible. It's like a battle of wits. Arnie is able to get the upper hand because he's covered in mud. So this now leads to a sort of almost like a standoff where they have a couple of hours where they go away and prepare. Arnie is obviously invisible at this point for the Predator, so it's like roles reversed. They're setting traps. The Predator's, he's cleaning all his trophies that he's collected. Arnie is just there basically working out how he's going to defeat the Predator, and of course has the upper hand. Then all of a sudden, Predator gets angry, starts shooting his plasma caster everywhere, and Arnie falls in the water, and all of a sudden the mud is off and the Predator can see him and gets his hands on him. This is where you really see the size and the might of the Predator. Grabs Arnie and makes Arnie look like a little boy, puts him up against a tree. Then we have the coolest moment in cinema history, in my opinion. We have the Predator face reveal where he takes off his mask. One of the coolest monster creations in history. Unbelievable. And now the Predator gives Arnie a beat down till the end of the movie. Arnie manages to survive, somehow crawl his way back to the traps that he made during the standoff earlier on in the film, and this is where the famous saying,
"Come on, do it now, kill me!"
Predator doesn't really fall for the trap, but it's a double bluff, goes around the other side, and that's when Arnie pounces and the Predator falls for the trap. Surprise, surprise. Predator is looking a sorry state, bleeding everywhere, and then this is when the famous self-destruct happens and the Billy laugh happens. Really, really cool. Predator essentially is blowing everything up. Arnie runs off, and that's the end of the movie. Just fucking awesome. I mean, just talking about it makes me want to watch it. I hope you guys and everybody listening has enjoyed this film, or if you haven't, you have to watch it based on what I'm saying. I don't come across as well as I probably should have. This is hardly a review, it's more like a passionate rant about how good this film is and why everyone should watch it. I've missed out loads in the plot and things like that, but that's not really my style. So go ahead, watch the film, drop a like and subscribe. Yeah, peace, catch you in the next one.